Hey, lovely internet people, and welcome to To Be Diced Adventures, where we, as friends, play TTRPGs and have fun. Uh, Getting right into it, announcements for this week. Pretty certain we're going to have our Core Atlas campaign, our Star Wars Edge of the Empire campaign. I have absolutely no idea about Dimensional Dial or Tales of Arden as of this week. I don't believe there's Tales of Arden because we had it last week. Um, Frontiers of Eberron. I'm fairly certain will not be coming back this week. I could be very wrong. Yes. However, we are here tonight for Valley of Endless War. Let's go ahead and start by introducing our cast, starting with Frank.
Hello, I'm Frank, the Bard, or Zukin. I'm not really on anything, but hope you have a good day. Seraphine.
Hello, I'm Cosmic Bat or Bax, and I play Seraphine, and you can find me under Cosmic Bat pretty much everywhere.
Ksenia.
I'm Visenya. I play Paladin, and you can find me nowhere.
I am Nifty. You can find me on the social medias as Nifty Root Beer. On YouTube, I'm Nasty No Mixie for Let's Plays, and I play Merle the Fighter.
And that is all. All right. What happened last time? Let's see. Last time on Valley of Endless War, y'all made a friend with a dragon friend. You were exonerated of your um perceived crimes by the Major General Havoc.
Also, Frank's friend.
No. No.
They sang songs together. It was epic.
Sure, buddy.
He sang, Frank ran. Same difference.
Major General Havoc having absolutely completely decimated the elven fortress under Grandma Shu by himself by becoming essentially nano golems and absolutely rending the flesh out of every elf in the area, as well as some of his own soldiers, but let's not talk about that. There's a reason they call him Havoc. So, that being done, however, you were led back to Svartalheim, and you were forgiven of all perceived crimes, and you were allowed to enter back into the city unmolested. The reception, however, when you returned to the Adventurers Guild, was not what you expected. There were innumerous people in there. I say people because there were all types, but no dwarves in sight. These are all people who have recently been brought here, like yourselves, by the Bifrost. One of them, I believe, was Gordon frickin' Ramsay, who is currently cooking you all a meal. And that's where we will begin. What do you all want to do after having rested now in the tavern?
Definitely drinking. Filling up my flask as well.
For sure, for sure. You go to grab a drink, would imagine, and you do run into a bit of an issue. Veltri, you approach the Furbolg attendant of your adventurers guild. Yeah, about the ale. They sort of drank it all.
Who drank it all?
All of them. Are those out there? And you see there
You
were
charged them, right?
there are 20 people. Yes, of course, yes.
All right.
Did
Weren't
you
we
not
going
hire
to get
somebody?
you?
Oh, we got you to hire somebody for that.
Yeah. I thought we hired people to go get it for
Yes,
you.
we did, yes. But they haven't come back
How long ago was that from now?
yet. It was last night, so a couple of hours.
How far away is the warehouse? If you whatever where they're getting it.
The brewery,
Brewery.
and hence the warehouse, right next door, is
Right
in
next
the
door.
is in the crafting districts. Oh yes, brewing is a huge industry in this town, as you can imagine.
I think that we should go check on them. Frank, Zeraphine, Visenya. We should go check on the ale runners.
It's a little concerning it's taking them this long.
Yeah.
Not really runners if they're going this long.
They're more like strollers.
Maybe they briskly walk.
Trudging.
Can't have been very brisk.
Leisurely.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
I hope you come back with some soon because there might be a riot on our hands if you don't.
Yeah, one that I'll start. Come on.
You all quickly shovel out of the tavern, and Svartalheim is to you. You do see a couple of people up on the second floor pounding in struts and repairing the building.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Shuffling towards the crafting quarter, you all work to avoid the stares you're getting.
From everyone, from
Seemingly from every dwarf you pass.
What you looking at?
Yeah, I don't avoid their stares. I smile and wave as we go by.
You get a dirty look as you wave their way. Right?
Is there anyone that's not staring at us?
There's that guy. Oh. No, he just looked.
Oh my god.
We blow kisses.
I'm gonna ask one of them. What's going on? Why are we getting these looks?
You walk up to a door and he like shuffles off.
You guys, are they afraid of us?
Yeah, did they seem scared?
They seem kind of scared. Frank, play some
What did
music.
they do?
I don't know.
What's the mood?
Frank, put on a little show real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
You're just
that
not.
kind of bard. Sorry.
Make them like us again. Do something. Be Barty, however you need to be Barty. Don't go
Frank-
fucking everybody.
Well, that was option
Roll
A.
for Bard, Frank.
Roll for Bard.
for Bard. Make everybody like us.
That'd be a performance check.
I know, it's rolling.
Plus 11. What the shit?
Yeah.
We'll take the 19,
Damn.
the first one.
Oh, he's dancing, so he gets advantage.
Oh, fine. You dance a little jig. And the footfalls of your feet create music. And it's raucous. And it's very dwarf-like. And a couple of them can't help but tap their feet. But they still work to avoid you. One of the dwarves, however, you recognize as she walks up to you, who is watching Star Trek.
Phone. Sorry.
Major McCleavage walks your direction. She goes, I can tell you why everyone's avoiding you.
You enlighten us then.
Thank you, bud. They're all scared shitless of you.
What'd we do?
Yeah.
Well, you all went out for a simple fetch quest from the alchemist, we believe.
Correct.
And you discovered an elven plot to overthrow Svartalhelm that would have worked. That building they were building in the center was a massive illusion engine.
Okay.
So you're
And-
welcome.
Right.
Coincidentally or not, a dragon was released while you were out there and is wreaking havoc on the entire kingdom.
Which kingdom?
Svartalheim. This
Oh.
one.
No proof we did
Well, it's
that.
Okay.
doing hell
Wait,
with
what
the
did you
other
say?
kingdom as well, but that doesn't matter much in the eyes of the dwarves. So now you have a bit of a reputation for being wild cards.
I mean, isn't that not what you'll needed?
Right.
Reputation is everything in this city, you remember.
Any device to try and help get a reputation back on track?
I feel like
I
intimidation.
didn't slay that dragon. Join the military. Turn that whole adventurers guild into a productive engine of help.
That is on its way. The last one.
Is it?
Yeah. We gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I feel like
Please.
See you all soon. Don't
I'm
die.
sure. I won't.
Don't die. No promises.
Tee.
To the brewery. See where these fucking people are.
Let us leave this town.
Just jump
So,
off the side.
on your way to the brewery then. Doesn't take too long. You're pretty well acquainted with at least the location of the crafters guilds and the crafting quarter. You try to ask around though, and it's very difficult to get anyone to look your way, let alone talk to you guys right now. It seems word spreads very fast in Svartalheim.
This seems unfair. There's no proof that we let the dragon out, unless we told somebody.
Oh,
Told
I'm
somebody
pretty sure we
what?
didn't tell
I'm
anybody.
going to attempt. I would like to attempt to yell at somebody, intimidate them to get their butts over here.
Sure.
There we go. 19.
It works too well. They run faster.
Do we see
Like away
the
from
people
it?
that we sent out anywhere?
I'm just going to throw a
Make
temper tantrum in the sky for a second.
Make a perception check for me.
$19.
19. You don't see the people you sent out. What you do see is a sign that says Bertrand's Brewery.
I thought we were already in the brewery.
You're in the
Jesus.
crafting district too.
Oh.
But you see
I'm
it
going
like
straight to the brewery.
very far off the corner of your vision. It was tucked in there.
Yeah.
You sort of pointed out to the rest of the party, and all of you head that way. Bertrand's Brewery, even though it was tucked behind all these buildings, is massive in its own right. There's a large squared warehouse built out of stone. It has several stacks of smoke of some sort coming out of its chimney. And there is a very sweet scent of hop on the air.
Can we just
you like to
walk
do?
in the brewery?
You certainly
Is there
could
like
try.
is it like a key card? Is it locked?
You go up to the door, you try the door is 100% locked, not to mention
Can I pick
80
it?
pounds.
I'm gonna knock on it.
Can I pick it?
I'm gonna pound on it. She's picking it.
As she's picking it, you pound on it, and you hear all the way down, and you hear as a tiny crack in the door opens up, and you see in the dark interior a single eyeball show up in the door slit. What you want?
We had a crew of people to come pick up some ale from here and buy some ale off of you for our tavern, and I was just wondering if they stopped by or where the fuck they're at.
Were they dwarves?
They were not. They were all
Probably didn't get ale.
Frank puts his tiny hand on the door. Hold up.
It continues to close. Your tiny hand doing nothing to stop it.
I held
Wait.
them and put my hand.
Merle puts her hand in it finally. What?
The inn needs ale.
Is the inn run by dwarves?
No, it's run by a bugbear.
Furbolg.
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 Same thing, same difference.
Zane on the
It's
brain.
really not.
My bad.
He goes, then he probably doesn't have a license to serve ale in the city.
Does he? Like, do we know if he does?
Yeah, do we know? Are we unaware?
You don't know.
He definitely has a license.
Can I persuade him?
How would you like to persuade him that he has a license?
I just want to be like, he definitely has a license. He's been selling it for years, man. He's got a
Can
license.
I
Okay, since you don't actually know that information, roll me a deception check.
I forgot where that was. Give me a second.
I will say that Merle is also helping you out with that, so
Wait,
roll with
deception
advantage.
or persuasion? Or is
Deception.
it deception? Okay. Roll with
we're doing
advantage.
this?
With advantage because Merle's helping you.
Okay. 14. And advantage means I roll again, right?
Yes.
I forget.
It's okay.
What is that? Oh!
Woo! Damn!
Natural 20 for a 24. Okay.
Okay. Even though it's very bloody unlikely that anyone who is not a dwarf has a license to sell alcohol in the city, I'm afraid protocol dictates that I must see papers before I can sell you. So, you need to go back, you need to get papers, and then when you come back, I can give you ale.
Where did you send the people off to that we sent here before?
I told them they needed papers like you, and I sent them to the bureaucratic district.
So they're just there doing nothing, probably.
Probably
Well, no,
lost.
they're probably going through the process of getting papers, which can take about 3 years.
Great. Okay, we will go get papers and we'll be right back. How late
Okay.
are you gonna be here?
Another bloody fucking 12 hours. I mean, it's morning.
Oh, I didn't know what time it was. All right, we'll be back at some point today.
Goody.
Closes the
Anybody
door
know
the
how
rest
to
of the way.
forge?
You start to hear. It's like thousands of locks on this fucking door.
Are any of you guys good at forgery?
What skill is that?
Maybe.
Let's go see
Oh,
if
I'm in.
he has.
Without a
license.
forgery kit, it would just require
Yeah.
a performance or deception check, depending on which one is your highest, I would say.
Let's go ask him if he has papers.
Yeah, let's go see if he has
Let's go see
papers.
first.
If not, Frank,
Or
because you're a
sleight of
fairy, I
hand.
just feel like you have really good handwriting.
You like it?
Yeah,
it'd
sleight
be-
of hand would probably be good too.
Have the most fantastic handwriting, by the way.
Okay.
I feel
Yes,
like
Very
go
good
check.
sleight of hand.
You head back to talk to Veltri. Taking you no time at all. You just zoom past. No dwarves get in your way because it's literally they just part the sea for you.
I could live like this, I think.
I
Okay.
fly
I'm not
like
mad
we're
about
riding
it. I'm
horses.
not mad about it. Right.
You can fly. But yeah, Veltri, you pour into the tavern. You ask him, and he says,
Papers? Where did you go to buy ale?
The brewery.
Are you serious? You can't buy ale from the brewery?
Where the fuck are we supposed to buy it then?
From
Yeah.
the other taverns? We get what they left over.
They're gonna sell to their competition? Their dusty old
Where?
ale?
We're not really competition. Haven't been for a long while.
Not
And
with that attitude.
I don't have a license.
You
don't
might
have
in
a
3
license.
years.
The Adventurers Guild's beer license lapsed during my parents' age.
I don't know how you age, so that doesn't do anything for me.
I live about as long as a normal human.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
that's-
Not that long ago.
40 years or so. I have no idea how I would even go about getting a license.
Well, our Pete.
apparently it takes 3 years. Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
This place will burn to the ground before we get ale.
Yeah, no shit. So we have 2 options. We can either forge you a license, or we go and see if the other taverns sell us their old dusty rusty ale.
That
You know-
would be my preference. If we're discovered to have a forged license, it will be a crime, and we would be subject to debt collection.
Debt collection. All right, let's go. Where's the nearest tavern?
It's just down the road to the right.
Did we pass it when we walked to the?
We passed about 8
Ah,
taverns on the way here.
Oh my god!
It's a dwarven
All
city.
Yeah, let's just go
All
door to
right.
door and see what happens.
Wow.
So they
I
just-
guess.
All the taverns just sell their stale ale, basically. For,
All right, let's get some stale ale.
All right. Heading to the first closest tavern. Tavern keeper's name is Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Is he British?
Yes. How can I help you?
We'd like your best stale ale.
Bit of a misnomer there. Best stale ale.
It sounded good and it rhymed in time.
You're
You should
still
probably
rhyming.
just
You're still
stop while
rhyming,
you're
Frank.
ahead.
Yeah. Good thing my name's not Fred.
Stale ale. I have a barrel, I think.
You got
Who's
any?
it for?
You know, or your friend down the street.
Which one?
You know, the Adventurers Guild guy.
Okay. 30 renown.
I feel like you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I don't look like a sheep, do I?
I don't give a shit what you look like. It's
That's
30 renown
great.
for the Adventurers Guild.
Fine.
You
I
get
don't
the
know.
sense that he's been raked over the coals for years because he's never had a supply or demand for it. And he doesn't have a license, so everything they sell him, he's not supposed to have.
I mean, what do you do with your stale ale, anyways?
Normally I drink it.
I bet you.
What?
How about
Tastes
this?
like gut rot, but it's fine for me. Gets me fucked up.
I bet you. How about this? I'll make you a bet. And we'll try to make it cheaper for him. If not, I'll give you triple the renown today.
Triple, Frank?
Bro, chill.
I bet you I can make that barrel disappear whole faster than you can.
My friend, my tiny friend, are you challenging a dwarf to a drinking contest?
As long as the barrel disappears, yes. He sticks his hand out.
I don't like this.
Roll a deception check for me.
23.
Something doesn't seem right, but fine. Deal.
Stick my
He
hand out.
shakes your tiny hand.
Well, since it is your ale we're going to have to be drinking, which barrel shall I make disappear in front of your eyes? And you see him stretching, like loosening his arms and jaw, like he's getting ready to do something.
So, if I'm correct, whatever barrel I put in front of you, that's the one that you'll make disappear,
Yep.
and the one you'll get for free if
Yep.
you win.
He goes and he grabs a keg that has been painted black off the wall. He grabs it off the wall, he puts it down in front of you, and there's a skull and crossbones painted on the other side.
You see Frank just take like a couple of deep breaths, like, whew, okay. Sticks his hands out, like, I'm
This
ready
here's
whenever you
Death
are.
Cider. Do you know why it's called that?
Because you want death after the
Because
cider?
even if dwarves drink too much, you could die.
Merle is
Well,
very intrigued.
Good thing I'm a fairy.
He is going to grab a similar barrel off of the shelf, place it in front of himself. He pops the cap off, pops it off of yours.
He goes, I'd let that breathe for a half second.
Remember, Faye, bound by contracts and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Ready when you are. And he's going to sleight of hand make the barrel disappear into the ring.
Figured. There's no way he's catching that with that fucking 24. So he goes to pick up the barrel and start chugging it down. And yours just gone. He goes, puts it down. Oh. What's the
Frank will act real drunk
f-
with the 29 performance. It's just,
Where did it go?
I made this beer.
Did you eat the barrel too?
That gone, but and he like falls back until hopefully somebody catches him.
Yeah. I'll catch him.
Fuck. How is this?
Get out! Get out!
And his hands just up. He's up. Good
Good luck doing that to the other taverns. Now you're down your best drinker.
Oh man,
You sneaky motherfucker.
that was good.
Thank you.
I was wondering. I'm like, God, what's he gonna do? Is there a spell? Is there something? Fuck yeah. So I just fucking carry Frank out, and I'm just laughing my ass off, like giggling, I should say.
Assholes.
Don't worry, guys. I got the next one.
All right, Frank, we're out of the tavern.
Okay, stand up,
He,
buddy.
he opens an eye, like just one eye, and he looks around. He's like, "Oh, what if they see me and then talk about it?"
All right. All right.
And then goes back to hiccuping.
Oh, fuck.
Down the street, the second tavern you come to, you head inside. This one run by a dwarven woman. It's all dwarven women, actually. And it smells almost flowery in here.
Oh, it's book club.
There's a second floor to this one. And the dwarven women are dressed very scandalously.
Oh, it's not
The
book club.
dwarven brothel.
Frank sticks
Definitely
his
not.
little
Be your
hand up.
first.
What is Frank doing?
Ladies, you smell delicious. I think you're all very beautiful.
Am I
Flowers.
still holding him?
If you want
Drop
to be.
Okay, drop him now.
Yeah, I'll attempt. I'll like fly up in like little spurts and just kind of like wiggle in the air and be like, what did we come here for? We came here for something important. I'm sorry, ladies. Just 1 second." And he turns around and like, what was it for?
To get more ale.
Oh,
So we have variety.
we need your best stale ale. But we're doing it for a bet. I make it disappear. Not, never mind. Just how much is your stale ale? I was up.
A dwarven woman in a very lovely half dress with a
Ah.
bodice that shows cleavage and everything saunters up to you all, hand out to her side.
Who the hell are you all?
Do we have a name?
I think I do.
I'm Frank.
We own the Adventurers Guild down the street.
We're Frank and the band.
Yes. Yes.
Frank and the Fantastic.
Frank and the Fantastics. Oh my god. So we own the Adventurers Guild down the street, and we are just shopping around for some ale. And we'd like to buy some of your old ale that you're not using.
What a very interesting story.
I'll drink the
Um,
other one.
I'd like pat him on the head like you're okay. He drank a lot today.
Surely. What do you have in trade?
Renown.
This is a brothel, my dear. One of very few brothels in this city. The one thing we don't need here is renown.
I've still got that gold pen.
How about I put on a performance for you? And he just winks.
He's a pretty good performer.
Hey,
Do you have any men a little taller than this one?
he sneezes and casts enlarge on himself.
I drop you because you're too big for me to hold now.
Still even larger if you could manage.
Uh,
One that will last a little longer. You know what I mean?
Where's Mikhail when we need him?
If you could send us a man, one that's
Yeah, can we get some like
tall and handsome.
Let's go get Gordon
How-
Ramsay.
Mhm.
He's actually really tall and ripped in real life.
He is. And he's handsome.
His daughter would be so disappointed in him if he knew about this stream.
Yeah, I mean, so if we send you somebody that's tall, dark, and handsome or whatever the fuck, you'll give us ale? A barrel of ale?
If you send us a non-dwarven man to spend some time with us, we'll give you whatever the bloody hell you want.
Let's go back to the,
Wrap it
the
up.
Adventures Guild.
Let's go kidnap Gordon Ramsay.
Let's go find somebody.
I go small again. Be like, Short Keats will rise up one day.
You head back to the tavern, and you have quite literally your pick of any one of 25 men in there. There's
I
50
definitely agree
people
with
in
the
here.
Gordon Ramsay try first. I like that.
You head into the kitchen. He's making.
yeah, I
He's
forgot he's
finishing his breakfast service right now. And he goes, "What? I'm bloody fucking busy. What?"
You want to please 25 dwarven women for a couple days?
Do you want to cook food for 50 people?
Yeah, I think that's harder. Let's leave them alone.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sorry,
A
chef.
sausage!
Yes, chef. All right. So
Maybe let's not say it that way. I feel like that's like a little aggressive.
it
Do
is
you
the
want to
truth.
lie to Gordon Ramsay? I ain't lying to that face.
Yeah.
I think
So-
you turned me into a burger.
I'm not saying lie. I'm saying like let's ease him into it a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe
There-
not so blunt right off the bat.
Do you guys sort of make this as an announcement to the guild, or do you want to approach men one by one?
We could ask for
Like an
volunteers.
announcement?
I think y'all are looking for a very specific type of guy, though.
I mean,
And I
we
need the
can go
specific type of mindset for what I think is going to happen to them, not the other way around.
Well, we have volunteers, and then we swipe through them.
All right. Frank yells it out for all the men to gather up. We might have a job for them.
They all start to
Lovely.
slink in the direction of your group.
It involves boobies.
God
They
damn
start
it,
to
Frank.
slink faster.
All right, keep talking, Frank.
The women in the room all roll their eyes into the back of their head.
I just turn to the rest of the group, bow, and be like, ladies, this is your job, not mine. I ain't picking through them.
Is there anybody
sits
that
down to
seems like
take
they're
notes,
not
though.
tall enough?
Real life Tinder.
Yeah. Swipe left or right. Who we doing?
There are a couple of
Seraphine, you're
individuals.
really muffly.
Yeah, I can't hear Seraphine at all. I didn't know if you guys can.
Seraphine, is your mic is like changed or something?
No, I still put it in it.
Yeah, it's really roboty. hmm But you gather them up, and there's a couple of them that immediately don't sit right with you. There's a couple of halflings that you
Nope,
just
nope.
no. There's a gnome that you just
Yeah.
no, buddy. Sorry.
Nope.
You guys, I'm
Um,
gonna tell them that they'll all get a free ale on the house when we get back.
You must be this tall to ride these rides.
Pretty much.
Very much
They're
is
TV
the
ridden.
vibe. And then it comes down to a couple of people. There's an individual dressed in all black. He's got like a black trench coat. He's got like white hair. You've actually spoken to this one before.
Is he
He
Gojo?
says
Right.
he is he's very pale. Pale
He's Gojo.
man.
Still,
Tall.
you
My
haven't
question
not.
still stands?
There is a man dressed in very fine clothing who is very well stacked, but he's very into himself. You can tell.
I think he'd enjoy it, actually.
He actually carries around a mirror for himself and admires himself often.
So he can watch himself.
Exactly. I feel like he'd be into it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So you make this offer and you present it to all these men. And Gaston, the man with the mirror, he
good.
absolutely
Oh my god.
would like to volunteer his time, his energy, his, you know, it won't be his bell, but he's still pretty okay with the situation. Anything for the cause, right? And then the man known simply as Glaive just and walks away. Women are too much trouble.
Is this better?
William,
Yes.
Thank
yes.
God. I just hold it.
William surprisingly sticks around.
Who's William?
He says, I've been pretty hungry for some company lately.
Oh, goody.
Hmm.
So, are we sending all three of them, you guys, or are we picking?
We could just
one?
take them and then they could pick and then.
Ah, Visenya's on it. Let's go.
Also, maybe if we send them more, they might provide us with more ale.
True.
More the merrier. Also, if they don't want them, we can take them back.
Taking Gaston with you,
Mm-hmm.
William the Bloody, as well as two other men who fit the bill.
Oh, one was Gojo.
Is
Uh,
Gojo
no.
coming or no? Okay.
No.
Oh, I thought he was.
Gojo would.
He would.
He would.
It's not fucking
Yeah.
Gojo. It's William. Either way, taking them there, the women are ecstatic. You are offered 3 barrels of non-stale ale, as
Hell
well
yeah.
as 2 barrels of pretty decent-looking wine.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great doing business with you, ladies.
Have
It's
a great evening.
fantastic doing business with you. Come on, tall one.
Are they gonna eat him?
They're gonna eat him alive.
William just calls back to you. Someone's getting eaten, that's for sure.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, get out of here! Get out! Let's
I
get out.
don't want to hear anymore.
That might end badly. All right.
I want all the details as we leave.
Jeepers.
If they don't make it back, it's okay. We don't really know them anyway.
They will die happy.
They will. They
Maybe.
work
So-
here now.
You
Gaston
now,
might
I would
not, but-
say, have plenty of ale and even some wine for the more refined palates in the guild. Do you want to call it a day in return? There's a lot of people in the guild right now.
I'd say we should probably go back and maybe drop this off and
Okay.
then come back
It is
out.
it is a lot to carry, even though Frank's just gonna pop it all into the ring and no big deal.
Always go and get some more another day when we need.
No, I was gonna make Meryl carry it all.
It's rude as fuck.
She doesn't know anything about the ring. Because it disappeared.
Yeah, that is true. I wouldn't know anything about the ring.
So, did we watch you disappear the ale before that?
I mean, you watched me have a body appear out of nowhere.
I just think you're super magical as fuck.
Yeah, I just dust my hands and things appear and then disappear.
Keeps casting sequester over and
It's
over
like, holy
again.
shit.
So it's like you asked if I could just like hold things or whatever in my ring. He'd be like, "Hold on," pulls out a clown horn. Honk, honk. I don't think that's useful. Puts it back up. And like second, and then like this thing, this like rope, just appears in his hand, and it just doesn't stop going and going and going and going.
God.
Oh wait, hold on. I don't think that's gonna.
Christ.
Yeah, here, I'll hold it. And he goes to hold one of the barrels and just kind of like flies with it.
So you return, Veltri, ecstatic to have decent ale in the house for once. Everybody comes up to get some. Beryl, you're the first to get your flask filled and a glass of to your own, a tankard to your own.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
Look at her butt.
Where in the world were you, Miss Thing? But a moment ago. Missed out
We
on a
would've
golden
sold you up.
opportunity.
They're just
Oh, you
returning
would've-
from
you would've-
there.
You would have helped us with your body.
You would have given your body to the cause for certain.
The cause of ale.
Sacrifices were gonna be made.
She has no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, no idea. Don't- can leave again. It's fine.
They went to a dwarven brothel and offered men in exchange for booze.
You see, you think that's gonna phase Mikhail, but his mother ran the brothel. That's where he.
We wanted you so you would
was
help.
very critical.
So
of
we
how
would have
they ran
gotten-
Yeah, you would have been very good for the.
Yeah.
Gotten more
That'd be
ale.
great for
I mean,
it.
Frank
Yeah.
volunteered, but they don't like short kings.
Yeah, they weren't about it. They get enough short men.
What do you mean they don't?
Exactly. He even
I
enlarged
think that-
himself, and they're like, no.
That's not fair to you,
Iggy.
Frank. I think.
So, Mikhail, I have to imagine you were probably just doing some alchemy
Yes.
while the group was out.
Yes. So like, if you guys said you're going to a brothel, Mick is like,
Go ahead
What-
and roll me a. I'll have to see what this would entail. This would be an intelligence roll. Just straight intelligence.
please. 16.
16. You were working on an extremely complex concoction. And about 2 hours in, it damn near explodes in your face.
What did it?
You managed to get away from most of the blast, but you're just you're over it. You need a reset, and so you head downstairs, and you are surprised by the amount of people gathering around the bar.
Where is our Furbolg friend? What's all this?
Oh,
Who's all this, actually?
he's very busy at the moment. He's got a woman behind the bar helping him hand out drinks.
Is there anything out of the norm that seems to be going on? Or is it just
Not-
more people?
Not especially. It's just people are here. They're not quite sure what to do with themselves while they wait. They didn't want to join the military, so they came here.
What's the current state of the of our little mercenary base? I guess is the term for it. What's its current state? Because I know it was
Jay,
quite
you
uncanny.
actually were hearing some work being done, hammers
Mm.
falling on wood. All the while you were working this morning. It seems as though they're solidifying the second and third floors.
Mm.
So that they can be used for lodging
Mm.
finally. He does mention, Veltri, that the basement is the thing that's being focused on right now because it can be used as 1, cold storage for the ale.
Mhm.
2, the basement can be your quarters.
Hmm.
It's a bit more spread out than the top floors.
Hmm. Space is good. Insulation even better. And they're
Um,
just idling.
There is the matter of Jake. Did that ever get solved? Did you all ever find him and go talk to him? Or was that you had to come back tomorrow because he was off to see the king?
Who is that? Did I miss that?
Jake the Alchemist, the guy who sent you guys
Oh,
on the
yeah,
quest. I think he was
Yeah,
going
he
to see the
wasn't there.
king, and you guys were going to have to come back and report to him. Do you guys want to try and do that now?
Yeah, because why
You
not?
do have a couple of cores for him.
Mikhail, do you want to go with us to the Alchemist?
Are you guys back? When you're coming back in, so can I say they can probably hear Mikhail's voice. He is standing on one of the tables and just shouting directives at the remainder of the people who are just idling, rather than like telling them to essentially get off their asses and make themselves useful, because if they want to stay, they better start earning their keep. There's a perfectly serviceable mop right there. Anyone who's handy with a hammer or anything similar, go help the construction workers. The sooner we get this done, the better for all of us. Chop chop.
A lot of the women don't even pay you any mind at all. There's a couple of the men, though, especially the gnome. Like, he is fairly handy, and he gets up and he goes and helps the upper floors. And with him doing that, it will actually go faster, much faster. The women, however, they're just like, who's this guy?
I can roll for it if you want.
Sure.
Also, did we get a
Um,
long rest before you guys headed off? Sorry.
That would be an intimidation roll, I believe.
Would
And
it not be a
yes,
persuasion?
yes, long rest. Well, you're sort of threatening them with not letting them stay here anymore, so no, it's more
No,
intimidation.
he's not threatening them. He said the faster it's done, the better it is for all of us. He wasn't threatening them. He's not going to kick them out. Where would they go? The streets? He's not forcing them to. He's like trying to just encourage them to do something useful of themselves.
Sure.
That is a 21.
Hmm.
Lots of hands make light work, or whatever the saying is.
There are a couple of them, and by that I mean 5 women
That
who
is good.
actually begrudgingly go off and find something to do productive.
Mhm. He is satisfied with that.
But a lot of these women are of the adventuring nature, and they are absolutely loath to touch a mop.
Can we send them on quests to make the villagers like us again?
You absolutely could, and they'd be more than willing to do those kinds of things.
Socialize.
Howdy, folks. Go tell everyone we're nice people. And we didn't do anything to let that dragon out. It just got out. We don't know what happened to it.
Go see
Couple
if they
of,
need help.
Couple
running
of eyes
supplies.
rise, like, dragon? What?
Yeah, I've never seen a dragon.
One of the women is like, dragons aren't real.
You want to bet?
Totally not.
Frank puts out his little hand.
Like, another woman goes, no, dragons are very real. She goes, no.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the dwarfs need help with supplies.
And you
to
see,
cover their
this
bases.
woman who's like saying dragons aren't real is in a very strange outfit. She is really, there's no better way to say it, but she's in a very fashionable, very functional business suit.
Hello, bureaucrat. Would you like to go make friends for us?
Well, I don't know about friends, but if you run into legal trouble, I'm fairly good in a pinch. Bureaucrat was not far off.
Something like a beer license.
Suppose I could help with that, especially expedite the process. If that's an issue you all are having.
Yeah, because apparently we have like 7 people right now trying to get licensing, so
And it's not going very fast.
it's not.
And they don't like him because he's not a dwarf.
Which is racism.
It is.
Well, my name is Jessica Pearson, attorney at law, and I'm at your service.
You gotta be kidding me.
I can't.
Oh, I can't. Can we send her off to the bureaucratic district with the other people?
Sure can.
All right, goodbye, Miss Pearson. Good luck on your
Goes-
journey.
This place is very odd.
It is. And I give her an inspiration as she leaves.
Hell yeah.
She kind of feels the magic wash over her, and she feels like she can do anything, and she's just like,
It's fantastic. Frank gives her 2 thumbs up.
Strange tiny man with wings. Okay.
And she heads off.
All right.
And that
Let's
is-
send the other ladies out to gossip about us in a good way.
Mm-hmm. It's a great idea.
Go do deeds for people. Mow some lawns.
Mow some lawns. Yes.
They have lawnmowers here? Probably not.
No,
They
they
gotta
have
have
goats.
There comes a very resounding knock at the tavern door just after Jessica leaves, like maybe a minute or so after.
It's
Who
open.
knocks on a tavern door.
Yeah, who knocks on a tavern?
So no one goes to get the door.
I yell it's
Frank
open.
said it's open. Yeah.
It remains closed. No one no one is opening
I'll
it, but the
go
knock
open
comes
it.
again.
If
I
we
wouldn't-
ask
Yeah, I wouldn't
to
open
come
it.
in,
They're
do
gonna
not
serve
let
us-
them to come in. It could
Yeah.
be a trick.
It could be a
They're gonna-
vampire.
They're gonna serve us papers. Someone's getting divorced. Don't open the door.
The other side of the door is a very regal and beautiful dwarf woman. She is flanked by 2 royal guards,
Oh dear God.
and the music stops. You hear a dish crash coming out of the kitchen.
Dive kick into a kneel.
Can we help you?
And she says,
I certainly hope you can.
Oh man. Okay.
This
Come
is
in.
the Adventurers
invite them
Guild,
in.
yes?
Yes. Come
Yeah.
in, take a seat.
she enters through and she looks at the cracks in the ceiling. She looks at the state of the chairs.
She goes, I think I'll stand.
We're fixing it up right now. Don't we?
Oh shit! This is the health inspector.
Forgive me. I am Princess Talara, 7th princess of the Dwarven oligarchy.
Oh, good.
Fuck. Okay.
I have come here to ask all of you. I have been sent here by my father
The king.
to ascertain what it is that has brought all of you here.
I thought that
We
you
don't
guys
know.
did that.
We don't know, lady.
We are well aware that you come on the Bifrost. But the sheer number of you, and the fact that you all just keep coming, it is welcome, and yet still disturbing news.
Are people
now-
still showing up?
3 arrived this morning. They've all joined the military. However, I'm sure more will be coming this way.
And who knows how many went to the other side with the elves?
Yes. It is our intention, my intention, to, for one, we lost bats. For one, figure out who all of you are, where all of you came from, and how you can aid in the war effort, if at all.
I stick out my hand. I'm Frank.
She, with 2 fingers, grabs and shakes, and then she's handed a handkerchief by her guard, and she wipes her fingers.
Sorry, I press the digitation in my hands.
We lost Mikhail now.
Yeah, something's
Dropping
going on
like
with
flies.
their. Yeah, something's going
They
on.
both
with
have to
their-
reset.
Yeah.
They can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
So,
My father, Somnovith the King, the dwarven oligarch, he has tasked me with learning what is wrong with the Bifrost, if anything at all, and learning more about all of you and the world you come from. I have also been tasked with a great burden. He has asked me if there are any clerics among you, those who might share with us word of your gods, as we have been without magical healing in the war effort for some time, only relying on Jake the alchemist. It has made him quite indispensable, and we would very much like to have a redundancy.
I mean, healing's kind of different depending on who's doing the healing.
We have been without magical healing for over 400 years, so
Yeah, Frank and me do
Any-
different stuff.
do you worship a god, miss?
Not exactly, no.
And do you, small one?
Not for my power, but because she's the queen of blades and fairies.
The elven theocracy is just that. It's a theocratic nation. They structure their entire lives around faith. And so, dwarven society saw faith as sort of a black mark on our efforts to curb the elven threat. However, without powerful magical healing on the front lines, our warriors quickly began to accumulate injuries, whereas the elves were able to heal them right then and there. You see our dilemma.
So maybe if I show you my healing, you can convince the king that my healing isn't from holy, and you don't have to worry about the whole religious thing at all.
We are willing to go down any avenue that is available to us.
Zerving, can you pull your dagger out real quick? Or can somebody get me a knife? Or somebody grab me a knife from the kitchen?
I've got a
Or-
dagger I pull out.
Yeah, I don't even take the dagger from her. I just grab the blade and slice my hand with it, and then show the queen. I'm like, yeah, it hurts, bloody, right? And then kind of snap and then heal myself.
No prayer. Simple words spoken in Elvish. Interesting. But it's not an elven language I've ever heard. It's more baseless, more... What language is that?
The language you speak when you cast spells is Sylvan, which is what Elvish is based off of in most worlds.
I think the thing that the Elvish language is based off of, because kind of a Fae, they're kind of like was from the Fae kind of thing. So older than the elves, probably. And that could even help you sell it. Because they're stealing off of my words. Or language. Whatever.
That could work. A magic older than theirs, one untied to a god. I could sell that to my father.
Sell?
Oh,
Oh.
I've been found out.
Haha.
Yeah, I'm not
This is a
going
bit
back.
of a personal mission of mine. My father didn't strictly send me in the former sense.
What?
He would actually disapprove if he knew I was doing this.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Get your bag, queen. Princess.
Princess, thank you. As I said, I'm only the 7th princess. Most of what I do goes unnoticed anyway.
Not for long.
But yes, any help, any healing you can offer, any knowledge of other worlds, I'm interested in learning it.
I'll
We've
do
had
what I can.
adventurers coming here for so many centuries, and yet it's not made a damn bit of difference in the war effort. It's almost like you're brought here for a different reason, and yet it's never been made known to us. Are you willing to help me?
How pretty
could
is
we
this
help
woman?
you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how pretty is this dwarven princess?
Quite possibly the prettiest dwarf you've ever seen.
Okay, I'm in.
Real for that. Touching back on before, she was saying that she's trying to open her father's eyes to the ways of magic was all right, because though she was asking about healing, she was asking about their gods. I caught the tail end of that.
When it comes to my father, it's very blood and iron. It's very, this is useful, this means nothing. When we lost all of their healers, it was seen as, well, I guess we'll need more dwarves. Not how to keep our dwarves alive longer. And that his lack of caring of their plight, it scared me.
Is this a coup? A coup d'etat?
No. If anything, I'm trying to help the dwarven oligarchy win the war. But
Uh-huh.
it's not strictly wanted by the military. We would have to learn, train, and then barge our way into the military's business.
So
And then
a coup?
be seen as useful. It's coup-esque. I would,
Coup adjacent?
yes. I like that. Coup-adjacent.
Is it though, or is she simply trying to change the ruler's mind, or steer it in a different direction, which, granted, advisors are usually good for? So it's not really a coup. They're not looking to overthrow. This is more of an advisory pathway, if you
The
will.
dwarven advisors are
Feels more like a coup than an advisor.
idiots. He surrounds himself with morons. That way, anyone who would challenge himself or his word is so low on the rung, it doesn't matter.
Your father, he is a man who cares about efficacy and results. Would that be
Yes.
correct? From what we've seen, and the rest of you are more than welcome to argue. But it seems your people are very stagnant in their ways. They fear magic because it's something that the elves do, but because the elves have held to their heels, have held to their own ways of sorcery, they seem to have an edge over you dwarves. Pursuing something like that doesn't necessarily mean you become more like them. Where I come from, the dwarves of my lands, they have their own innate ties to the earth, this way of speaking to the mountains beneath, and this closeness to runic energy that fuels them. They've developed their own way of creation, of forgery, a way that astounds others of other races. And this is unique to them. It's not a copy from some other species or another race that they've clashed with for millennia. There is much to be saved if your father could consider the value in healing what soldiers he has than retraining new ones. There is value in being able to sustain yourselves on campaigns rather than hauling wagons of food when you could just create it on the go. There is ways you could support yourselves better, I suppose, if you wish to continue this war. That magic can help with. And when the war ends, those skills remain. Just food for thought.
I agree with all that you said. I wish nothing more and for our soldiers to be more safe on the battlefield. Well, that and an end to this stupid war. Do you know, ever since you've all been showing up, there have been more and more dwarves who just don't remember why we're fighting. I hear there's even been elves who've been defecting. Something has clearly changed since you all showed up. And I don't know if it means an end to the war or if it means an end to us all. But I am to find out.
I think we could help you.
I would be glad for the help.
And that's where we're going to go to break. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Everybody grab some bathroom, grab some drink. We'll see you in 5 minutes. I got an ice cream cone. So, the
Lieutenant Diane.
princess pretty much gives you all this long-standing quest to help the Dwarven oligarchy learn magic again. She does say that the most knowledgeable dwarf in the city on the subject of magic is in fact someone you've already met. Major General Havoc.
Oh, we're already friends with him.
She scrunches up her face. Not possible.
We sang together and everything. He sang, I ran. Same difference. Flew.
I think you might be putting more on that relationship than he is. And I would caution you to call that man a friend.
He has a reputation.
He is the most feared dwarf in the entire oligarchy, save my father.
You're laughing at me dropping my ice cream cone.
I feel real bad now. I feel real
I'm
bad.
sorry.
Ice cream.
Oh, it didn't drop on the floor though. You're good.
Yeah, it just landed on my phone. It's fine. So yeah, it's like, say you're friends with him, everyone will hate you. Pretty much.
Can we say we're friends with you?
Outside of this establishment? No, because I wish to keep our arrangement a secret.
Maybe later then, Frank, like winks.
Don't.
After the coup.
It's not a.
It's not a coup.
It's a forced enlightenment.
This is going to be a challenging relationship. But hopefully a fruitful one.
We will make you question everything.
Of that I have no doubt. Very well. I will come again soon, and I will bring dwarves ready and willing to learn the ways of your worlds.
And she bows before all of you, a very regal bow, and turns and makes her exit.
Well, that went well. It did. No one died, no one was hurt, no one is otherwise thrown into the dungeons. Well done.
I think she likes me.
Hmm.
I think Frank's on his way to being king.
A voice calls out from the back.
I think he's on his way to being fucking arrested.
Either way.
Wouldn't be a first time there, buddy.
We can
Do
deal
any
with
of you
that
turn?
one.
Do any of you turn to see who the voice is coming from?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
finger lasering them. Pew pew.
Frank, you shared a bath with this man once. Or Mick?
Whoa.
Oh yes, the Scar gentleman.
Good to see you again.
Didn't expect to see you here.
I heard you were all renovating the place. I had to come see for myself. It's quite a lot of you now.
I look back. Who is this guy?
Sorry, Frank, what did you
Who
say?
indeed?
Who is this guy?
It's a great question. I cannot recall his name, but for Frank's benefit, Mikhail will remind him. I don't think you were actually there during the session, Frank. That's probably why. We were acquainted in the bath, and he exhibited himself to be someone who seemed to be of quite high renown, considering he could go in and out without bothering to pay and without anyone attempting to intervene otherwise. He has his own thoughts about the goings on in this war. Curious, really.
I've had reservations about the war and the whole system of the oligarchy for a long while. Long while now. When all of you came around, when you came through the Bifrost, that very moment, I started to get a sharp realization that something wasn't right around here. Which has got me very curious as to who you all are and what your part is in all this.
We don't know why we're here any more than you do.
Hey, you thought this was normal, like the whole rebirth thing, and
Well, I can tell you that you're all riding a very fine line between debt and being the most filthy rich people in the oligarchy. You see, dwarves don't quite know what to make of you. For one, you saved us from the fiasco at Grandma's shoe, and yet there's rumors going around that you might be involved in the dragon being set free. So, once those rumors solidify and your renown is set in stone once again, you're either going to be very rich or very dead and disappeared.
Wasn't us, man. I never even seen a dragon.
And I'm very curious to see which one it will be. Forgive me. Perhaps proper introductions are in order. I am Alzareth, keeper of the Debt Reavers. And warden to the prison of debtors.
So are you saying that our renown means nothing right now?
I'm saying that No one in this city knows what to make of you. You're either heroes or villains at the moment. It's a bit of a cat in a box. It's either dead or alive situation. You know
Can't
what
we
I
just
mean?
be morally gray vigilantes? I don't understand.
Well, what do you think of us? What's your own personal opinion?
Personally, I try not to have personal opinions. They get in the way of my job.
You have to have them. By the way, name's Frank. He sticks his hand out.
I don't do that.
He just looks at your hand.
I might get in the way of his job.
I was gonna try to produce a coin for him, like a hand trick.
It would be nice to have somebody else on our side that's a dwarf, though. So I would like to know what your opinion is of us.
Well, you've made allies of Jake the Alchemist, who's always had a bit of a contentious relationship with the king already. And now you've made allies with the princess, who wants to return magic to the realm, which is something that no one wants.
But why?
Too much like elves. Anything else.
So are you calling
is bad.
Frank and Visenya, are they elves because they can do magic?
No, that's what adventurers are here for. You're here to do the things that we cannot. You're here to find interesting, out-of-the-box ways to end the war.
Why
Why would you give up something innate to you?
Oh, I wouldn't.
But you have. You're letting the elves win. You're letting them win the very fact of magic over from you because you don't want to be like them when they could be just more like you. And you just never known because you don't want to pursue it.
You see, that's the interesting thing. Since all of you arrived, I don't give a flying fuck about elves. They could burn or they could live. It doesn't matter to me. And that's odd.
Then what do you care about now?
I'm not quite sure. It's as if there's a huge blank where my motivations were supposed to be.
Think of it as personal progress.
But progress toward what?
Yourself.
Progress at all, as I've told Princess already, your kind has been unbelievably stagnant and to your own detriment.
But
Any
more and
change.
more of us are changing. There have been
Is that
dwarves that have
so?
left Svartalheim.
But are they accepting the change? It doesn't seem like they are if they're just leaving.
There has always been a place where it's been rumored, at least. There's always been a place where elves and dwarves don't war, where they cooperate with each other, where they live together in peace.
Yeah.
And even now, those words are hard for me to swallow, but I don't know why anymore. I think that's where you're supposed to come in.
To find out your histories? The truth?
Find out why. Find out the why of the war.
But where do we even start?
Well, honestly, a great place to start would probably be that settlement. All I know about it is that it's located somewhere in the mountains surrounding the island.
Yay, mountains. We've got great experience in mountains.
Could be on the elven side, could be on the dwarven side, could be right smack dab in the middle of the fucking island. I don't know. But if it's out there, that would be the best place to get information that's not tainted by
Either party.
opinions set in stone for thousands of years.
It would be
Alright.
worth pursuing. If we can find that settlement, then you have undisputable proof that it is possible. It's not just some ideal blown up by strangers.
But even if we do get proof, will they believe us? Will it work?
That's the point of proof.
They have to break their own chains.
I don't know. All I know is if you wish to be successful, you'll have to find someone who knows. Someone who knows about the secret settlements, someone who knows about what it all means. And you'll have to do so before your debt settles and you're either rich or dead. And I just came to say, best of luck. And he snaps and he's gone.
Well, at least we got some good information out of him. Shit.
Think he'll teach us that?
I fucking hope so.
Be a pretty fun trick.
Right?
All right, so we're looking for a settlement that we don't know where is at, and we're looking for a person who we don't know who is, and anything about them. This should be easy.
Let's talk to our
Road
little
trip.
buddy.
We've only got the entire island to look for both of those things.
Just the entire thing.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Map exists.
Trip. Where's the goats?
We need
Let's go.
maps or a library.
Very long road trip.
Both.
You still need to go back to the
Yes.
alchemist and give him his balls.
We have a lot of shit to do.
He's got the big ones and the small ones that he'd probably want.
What would you like to do first?
We should probably go give him his stuff if he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because he wasn't there last time.
For certain. You all head toward the crafting quarter. Jake the alchemist is most certainly in his shop. You can see the smokestacks rising as you draw close.
Deep breaths. They usually, you know how it is now. Mikhail goes first, so we can remind events to be opened.
Ah, you're back. How unexpected.
So are you. We missed you last time.
Yes. Called away by the king on important business. You know how it is. The only alchemist in, well, anywhere.
We have a few things for you. Oh, did we lose that? We have a few things for you, although not as much as we would have liked.
Did you get as much as I asked for, at least?
Who's got the stuff?
I believe you had like 3 earth cores and 1 core of air.
The still go.
Somebody's got to have them.
I don't have them in my inventory.
Was it Frank?
I
It might have
do.
been
Sorry.
Frank.
It is
I'm-
fine.
Yeah,
It
I was
is-
muted. My bad.
Okay.
Frank goes, "Oh yeah, sorry, forgot about that." And then clown nose appears in his hand. Oop, my bad. And then he pulls out his hand. It's got a shock buzzer on it. So not that one either. Sorry, hold on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Poof, and then a bunch of balls appear. 4 earth and 2 storm.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not exactly what I asked for, but the storms are rare.
Sorry, we got a little sidetracked, stopping the elves from taking over the place. But
Don't
you
believe
know,
me, I heard all about it from the king. He's simultaneously very impressed with you and sending out a party to investigate why the dragon was set loose.
who trapped it?
The king.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Where is it now?
Loose. Out.
Oh,
About.
tripped it before.
Rewind. The king has capabilities to trap a dragon.
Yes, of course.
Would that
And
be by
then-
magical means?
Yes, of course.
You can see like numbers floating around Mikhail's head at this point as he's just like thinking. So the king sounds
The
like
king is a paladin. He struck an oath with himself at the beginning of the war. One so strong it gave himself powers.
and he's hoarding all that power and not letting the rest of his people consider having something similar. What's up with that? And he's looking
He-
pointedly at the rest of the party, like,
He's a king. That's what they do.
Then why doesn't he just go out
I-
there and
I-
smite the ye mighty paladin of the dragon?
Can't he just trap him again?
What? You did it
Oh, that
once.
one.
I'm sure you can do it again.
Well,
Oh. It's like I can still hear his voice.
he goes into the back of the shop for a second. Comes back, having deposited the balls.
Big one, small one, some.
It's
size
not
head.
exactly probable. You see, he made an oath to the dragon that he would never be free again. It getting free broke his oath and took away his power to sequester creatures. So whoever set it free severely
Very.
pissed him off.
Very powerful indeed.
Such a shame they don't already have more paladins who could take up the mantle.
I hope he
If there's
catches him.
someone-
It takes a lot to make an oath for yourself that's so strong. It gives you magical abilities without a god's favor added in. Let's just say his oath is the reason he's the king. He made an oath with the dwarven people that he would kill every elf.
Well, that seems a bit much.
Seems like he set himself up for failure.
A little bit.
Yes,
Points
because
of
the
guilt.
other part of his oath was he would die in the attempt, if not. So if the elves win the war, the king dies of his own oath.
Seems a bit dramatic.
Wait, so then he can't die as long as the war's going. So he should go on the front line and continue. Isn't he like invincible then? Whoosh, wow.
The king going on the front line would be like sending 700 catapults fueled with gigantic bombs of alchemist fire to the front line.
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
Yeah, is that not a good thing?
Nothing would survive, not even the land. And the Elven King is just as powerful if they were ever to meet in combat directly. Well, goodbye, island.
It's a lot more than the shoe.
It is.
Mutually assured destruction works even here.
Nuclear agreement.
It's very well put. Either way, I suppose you did as asked. You might not have gotten as many as agreed upon, but you did a adequate job. Did you get any of the flowers?
We got chased by elves down the mountain.
Right. Enough said.
My God.
Well, I thank you very much, and here is your reward. And he hands you. Well, he brings down his card for renown, and he taps your card, and you now have more renown. I think it was like he said 2,000 each,
Damn.
Ooh.
which should help you not go into debt a little bit.
Jake, would you happen to know if there's any remnants of old places of study or libraries still standing? Places of learning of any sort. I'll take, I don't know, a home collection at this point.
Besides the library at the Academy of the Military or the King's personal library, no. Dwarves aren't really big readers.
Would anyone have documented the lands very much at all? I suppose the military would be the ones to speak to about that. Terrain.
terrain. You will get reports on cave structures. It's very well guarded and secret information from anyone without a high rank in the military, but I suppose you can always ask. Right then.
Well, it was nice to meet you. I'm Frank. He sticks his hand out.
Reaches his long arm back, it stretches, it grabs a bottle, and he just pours it over your hand. And then he shakes it. Sorry. I just, it's a neutralizer. I touch
no-
so many poisons.
Yeah, no problem. Then he like claps on prestidigitation, cleans his hands real quick.
Smart. Right. Well, you mouth breathers are all cramping my style, so get out. I mean that as a literal sense. You breathe through the mouth, and therefore I cannot brew potions or poisons. So, vacate the premises. Thank you.
We shall buzz off, as they say. And flies out.
What's the next goal for you all?
I think to figure out where the settlement was. I think Mikhail said something about going to the library.
Well, technically, we'd have to speak to someone in the military first, see if they'd even entertain us. But also, you know who's also in the military? Havoc. Havoc, he
Cleavage.
can wield magic.
Oh, I was thinking about cleavage.
I'm sure you were.
I was trying to think of something to say, but I couldn't.
She's way nicer. She let me down
Not a-
soft.
Probably not a big reader, Cleavage.
She's also weaker, comparatively.
She would also know where to go. Where to find Havoc, more than likely.
That is more
Stay
than
a-
likely true.
To
Yeah,
stay
I
away
feel
from him.
I feel like anyone would know where to find Havoc. I get the impression he is not someone easily missed.
He's very
again-
bombastic.
That's a word for it.
Are you
But
all
if
going to
you're-
then attempt to find Havoc's home?
His home? I was thinking
His
more his
home.
office.
Yeah.
That's
Or does he live in an
Place.
office? That's my point stands.
Don't think he'd appreciate us knocking on his home door.
We have
Yeah.
some level of courtesy, I suppose.
So
I mean, at that point, I might as well just go through his window.
don't do that.
Are you gonna ask Cleavage then?
Yes.
Okay. Heading to the military barracks, you see Cleavage is in the middle of training new recruits, two of which are human
Good for them.
and orc. Like, not half orc, full-blooded orc.
Nice.
I am uncomfortable.
Why?
As you look in, The human scowls and looks your direction, while the orc. Hello!
Frank waves. This is exciting.
McCleavage comes over to you, Mikhail. Yes. What can I help you with?
Yeah,
Go
Mikhail,
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Frank.
we're looking for Mr. Major General Havoc.
And her face kind of sours instantly. She goes, "You're looking for General Havoc?"
Unless you know somebody else that does magic.
Oh, I know several in the military who are able to perform magic, albeit on a much lesser degree to Major General Havoc. However, why are
Yes,
you
we're
looking for him?
We're looking for that old stuff.
Old stuff.
Yeah, like from way back. Old knowledge. Maybe only a few of the oldest would know.
You're looking for those, what are they called? Bloody fucking books.
Yeah. Yeah, those things that smell good when you open them.
I wouldn't know. Anyhow, I think he's got one or two knocking around over there. His home is at the westernmost edge of the city. If you're going to go there, all I will say is best of luck to you all surviving.
Should we bring a gift?
I would not venture to guess even what manner of gift would please Major General Havoc. Honestly, the man is a complete enigma to most. I mean, other than maybe bringing him the forgiveness of his brother, but that will never happen.
I'm listening.
No.
Well, I mean, what
By
happened?
never,
What's the
by
story?
never, I mean never. It won't
Who's the
happen.
brother?
Say something like that and not tell us.
His
I need
brother
the
is
tea.
Major General McPoundy, of course.
Phrasing.
They had a falling out years ago, or over a dwarven woman, of course.
A fine specimen. Probably, I would guess. Very voluptuous.
What was her name?
Was it her?
Her name was Princess Winya. Third princess of the dwarven oligarchy. She shown interest in them both, and even bore a child for Major General Havoc. However, after the loss of his daughter to the war, Major General Havoc retreated into his research in attempts to get her back from the Ledger of Souls, which of course is nearly impossible, because how do you find the one elf who has the soul of your daughter trapped out of the millions of elves there are? Major General
Wait.
McPoundy attempted to stop the infighting between the two before it reached the ear of the king, and went to Princess Wenya to curb her animosity, and ended up spending an evening with her, which spurned a lot of resentment. We're lucky half the city wasn't eaten up by nano golems. But I digress, and I speak of drama I should not. Either way, as I said, best of luck surviving if you go over on the western edge of town looking for Major General Havoc.
Where's General Pounder live?
McPoundy.
Major General McPoundy would be found in his forge.
I'm guessing that's in the crafting district.
Yes.
You're one of my favorite people, dwarves. Just want you to know.
I'm ecstatic to hear that. Goodbye.
Goodbye. You do good work. You're
Oh, no!
appreciated.
The orc goes, goodbye!
Bye. Work hard. And
I
Frank
love
inspires
him.
him.
Inspire him.
I inspire the orc.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that's so
you
cute.
can do it. It's hard work.
I'm just like,
Not really. So, the lot of you begin to saunter toward the western part of town. You wait, you were headed to McPoundy's?
I just wanted to give the group options.
Okay. Which would you like to do? Discuss.
do you think McPoundy would have more information for us?
Probably more same.
And what are our other options?
Havoc, I think, is the other option.
I think Poundy might be a little bit kinder to start with.
Yeah,
We could always hit Havoc afterwards.
this is true.
We
You
start with
might
the
know
nicer.
what an appropriate gift would be.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Yeah, so let's go to fucking McPoundy.
Okay. You all head to the forging district, or the forging house. I call it a house, but really it's just a wide open area filled with like hundreds of anvils and forges. And in the center of all those is a large area of. It is a forge, an anvil, larger than you've ever seen, and it is surrounded by a dome of absolutely no sound coming out of it. Every once in a while, you'll see a spark or two from whatever McPoundy is hitting on the anvil spark off of it and clash against the barrier. So not only does it keep sound in, it keeps slag from hitting his other dwarves in the forge. A dwarf saunters up to you, having recognized you. Shirt off. It's very hot in here. They're all ripped as hell with shirts off. Yes. How can I help you?
And the dwarven women didn't want any of this?
Which dwarven women are you talking about?
I guess they just wanted a taste of something fresh. Anyway, sorry. Distracted.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Man. Even make me hot in here. Is this McPoundy we're talking to, or is it just another one?
This is just a dwarf A here at the forge.
Some sort
Dwarf
of
364.
We're trying to talk to Stud Muffin over there.
You seek an audience with his high hammer. Yet again.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
You
I
know
haven't
that-
met him yet.
You know that he doesn't just speak to anyone who comes up to his forge, right?
Yeah. I mean, what would he like? I can help heat his metal. I have to concentrate on it real hard.
I doubt you could heat it as hot as he can heat it in his Star Forge, but sure.
I could keep it that hot for longer.
Right.
Do you want to test it?
Listen, I can go in there and ask him to come out and talk to you, but you have to realize he's probably going to say no.
I mean, he's talked to us before.
You were offering to help him with the problem, as I remember.
We're doing that now. We've all got some problems.
Right. All right. I'll ask him.
You see him walk up to be in front of the view of McPoundy. McPoundy took several swings at the hammer, probably like 20 swings at the hammer before he even noticed the dwarf. And he stops swinging the hammer, quenches the sword he's working on, and puts it back on the anvil and says, the guy steps into the barrier. You see them talk back and forth. And he just and goes back to hammering as the guy leaves.
Yeah, I told him who you were, and I told him you wanted to talk to him. He said no. Said he doesn't have any work for you right now. Sorry.
Tell him maybe we'll go to his brother then and ask the same. Thank you for his lack of help.
Oh,
You don't want me to tell him that. Really, truly.
Could I have?
It-
Never mind. Oh no, that was me. I was looking at something. I'm like, should I?
He seems entirely unwilling to carry that message, as mentioning his brother's name in the presence of McPoundy is a great way to get his hammer to your face.
Enjoy.
Right.
Can you let him know it's not about work per se from him, but it's about information that could be of assistance?
I will pass the message along. Eventually.
And he goes back to work on his forge and leaves you all to just either stand there or
Could we just walk over?
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
so we
can
just
we?
go
I
in.
can message him directly if you wish, which is what I was contemplating, albeit not with that
Yeah.
specific phrase.
go ahead.
Did you guys want to
Did
walk
you-
over?
You said you can message him directly?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Did you guys just want? I'm asking the party. Did they just want to walk over? Because either is fine.
Do you have another means of contact, or shall we?
I'm gonna try and put my hand through the barrier.
Put your hand through the barrier. He's still swinging his hammer, and a bit of slag starts coming in the direction of your hand. I need you to make a dex save for me.
Protective barrier.
But we can get through it if needed. That's what I was trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What was I doing? Sorry.
Dex save.
Dex save.
You
It's a
better hope this
12.
is good.
It is a 12. It is very meh. Very meh.
A 12 is quite literally exactly the DC I set in my head, which means you're going to be a little bit late getting away, but you will save your hand for the most part. So the ember, the bit of molten slag that comes off the sword, which is being forged out of mithril and adamantium, briefly scratches your palm as you quickly pull your hand out of the barrier. Take. $31 points of fire damage.
Didn't I beat it though for the AC?
Yes, which means you took half damage.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, maybe we shouldn't go in there. Maybe we
Well,
should.
he's
maybe
swinging
we
his fucking
shouldn't-
hammer.
Does anyone
Can
have
we
like
yell?
a pebble we can throw at him? Yeah. No, it's
Can
a
we be like-
silent
You can-
barrier.
You
Hey,
can
man.
yell, but no sound passes the barrier.
I think the message was a good idea.
I poke Meryl and healer for 26.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, can anyone send message?
Mikhail will send a message to the Major General saying, Major General, we do wish to speak with you urgently if possible. We're seeking information that may affect the war, for better or for worse.
he continues his swings, doesn't even break stride. You feel as though your message was not received.
Does it seem to be like a magical barrier as well? From when we first encountered it?
Yes. A lot of the slag that comes off of his weapons that he's forging is magical in nature. And so would pierce through the barrier if not a magical barrier.
Or a pebble in him or something.
As a matter of fact, dispelling the barrier would be a really, really efficient way of killing everyone in this area.
I can attest to that.
Oh no. Well, if he's busy, then we have no choice but to go elsewhere.
Yep.
I'm poison proof, not fireproof, unfortunately.
Let's talk to his brother then.
All right. Headed toward the western portion of Svartalheim.
I would also like to point out, I think the party has mentioned his brother enough times that anyone nearby would likely have heard it. Just
Yeah.
as a point of interest. So I think Wood will get back to him eventually. And we were looking to speak with him. But anyways, time's a wasting. We will go to the western side.
Heading to the western side is a very different feel to any district on the east. Now, the east holds the military district, the crafters district, and right in the middle of both the military and the crafting district is the Adventurers Guild. So you've all not had much cause to go over to the western portion of the city. But you see that it is rows and rows and rows built up in tiers into the mountain of apartment buildings. Many, many floors, homes where dwarves all find their place to rest for the night. There are stacks and stacks and stacks for almost a mile. You travel all the way to the edge of the city. There is one building here that is not like any of the others, where every single one of those buildings is exactly the same square tower-esque building. This building is quite clearly a rounded sentry tower that has been converted into a mage's tower. It is part of the wall. It is meant for guards to sit on top of and watch out for elven incursion. However, now, instead of guards, golem automatons stand atop it. You all venture toward the door of said tower, where you are now. How do you wish to approach? Anybody?
A polite thing to do would be to knock.
Okay. Who would like to knock?
Is there like is it just a solid door or is there like a knocker of some sort?
There is a very solid door. There appears to be a door knocker. And there's also a strange device to the right side of the door, which seems to follow you
He's got
as you draw
surveillance.
closer.
Mikhail will use his mage hand to grab the door knocker and politely knock 1, 2, 3 times.
The floor underneath the doormat falls out. Good thing you used your mage hand.
Does the device that's following us do anything, or is it just watching?
Just watching.
I would like to look
You
at
see-
it very closely.
You see it come back up and latch back in place. The doormat, just a solid piece, not a mat, not a loose mat at all. It just is part of the trap. You hear coming out of the camera.
What?
They have cameras?
Does he just get a bug-eyed view of Frank, who's like right in front of the
Yeah.
I
He's like
imagine
right
it's
up
like-
next to it.
Like
shocking
fish-eyed
aspect.
view of his face.
Hi! I like put my mouth up to it and yell. Can you hear me? Is this thing tap 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 tap?
Yes, unfortunately, I can hear you. What do you want?
Oh, we want some books.
What?
Books? Those paper things that smell real good when you open them?
Why the hell would you want books?
To read them.
Nobody reads around here. Where the hell are you?
We're at your front door.
Reminds him who was it that alerted him to the elves in the mountain. He'll remember
Finally,
that.
he looks through the camera and sees Frank's very up close face.
I think I know you. Where have we met before?
I heard your sing-song voice. You went to Genocidin.
That doesn't narrow it down.
A recent one. You went kaboom and the shoe is gone.
In the shoe!
Yeah,
Oh,
remember?
shite.
Yeah, we helped you out there with the magic thingy and then we ran.
Oh, okay. You're that group.
Yeah, we
Ah,
helped you kick the shoe. It's great.
what you want again?
Books.
Books. Fucking hell. All right. Come on in.
And you all watch as the doors creak open and they do so by legs emerging from the front of the door and pushing the door back.
Mm-mm. Don't like.
Need that. Actually.
Yeah. Oh, I got us in the doors. Mikhail, you're the smart one. You can help with the book part. And I go and hide behind Meryl because that door is creepy.
Right.
Not
Okay.
the best person to hide behind right now. I fucking
You
hate
said you needed
spiders, man.
books. You say you needed books. What the fuck for?
To read them?
What else do you do with books?
Not right. What subject? I have thousands.
The oldest books that you have.
We're looking into the old magic. Rituals. Beliefs. If there were.
Old magic. So it's magical pursuits that interest you.
Well, yes, I am a wizard.
It's just very strange to run afoul of mages nowadays. All right. Well, I've got several books which I've read, several books which I've made myself and wrote, most of which on Golomancy. However, you can peruse my library, I suppose, for the next hour or so, and then I've got to get busy.
Mikhail is so excited. He's like his equivalent of vibrating, and it's just that his really small wings are like flapping fiercely up and down, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. So every so often he's just like being lifted off the ground by them.
Frank's gonna lean over to Mikhail and be like, I'm gonna try to buy you as much extra time as possible.
Oh, it's fine. I can read in an hour.
I would like to know everything you can tell me is possible on Golomancy. And then Frank just like, if you have a chair, can we begin, Sensei?
What would you say your proficiency level is at right now? Have you ever
Mid.
made a golem before?
Nope, that's why I went to the best. I have taken the best of performance classes. Now I need the best of the creations. And obviously the best creation is that of a golem. It is one of an art like ourselves.
Okay, well, as you might already know, the beginning of any good construct begins with its battery.
And you see he reaches back and he grabs for all intents and purpose, it's like a mini sun, but a mini blue sun. And he simply states,
This here be a mana core.
So my intent and purpose is going to be basically to have him talk to me as long as possible. And then when that hour gets up, start asking as many engaging questions that I can that I know he's interested in, just to egg him on a little bit longer, give Mikhail the time to read as many books as they want, and some more, until like he either gets tired of talking to me, or Mikhail gets tired of reading, or I get tired of listening, which will probably come first out of all.
It would be surprising if you lasted minutes. Let's go ahead and give you a.
He's really good at egging people on as like a performance. He knows how to
Yeah.
engage.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a persuasion roll on this.
A 23.
Nice.
And I am taking notes, so it's not like I'm just writing it down and forgetting
You
about it.
are acting as though you are
Acting is way more knowledgeable
fully
than I
engaged
am.
in what he has to say. And this goes on for about an hour. And we will roll again after I come back to you. Mikhail. This will be a test of your. This will be a true test of your intelligence and able to sort out what books would actually be useful to finding out what you're trying to find out.
Investigation.
Yes. What are you trying to find out?
Mikhail is specifically trying to find any books on. There's three main things he's focusing on. Like,
I inspire before I walk off.
what if there's anything that regards a dwarven pantheon from this age, because usually those would also list the practices involved. If there's any what look to be grimoires or arcana based books on, you know, magic from this world, he's looking at the really old books because he knows there would be nothing of the sort. And also if there is any battle map type tactical books that may be useful, but he's mostly focused on deities and magic because that was what they were asked to focus on. It might also shed light on why all of that has been dropped through time.
You find what is equivalent to a book on Nordic mythology. It mentions Svartalheim. It mentions Alfheim. It mentions Odin, the ravens, Freya, Frigg, Thor, Loki. All the gods of the Norse. And then it mentions what happened to them. Ragnarok. When Jormungandr opened his giant maw and swallowed the world whole. And what was left was nothing but a rock floating in air.
Sounds familiar.
You learn of
the only remaining god. Balder, the Lightbringer. How he changed his name. How he supported only the elves. How this angered the dwarves. You learn why the war began. But not why it continues. There is several pages in the end of the book that have been torn. Five pages, to be exact.
Major General, I don't believe you vandalized your own books. Did you?
What? I would never.
Hmm.
Why,
I
what
will
have
show
you
him.
found?
I'll show him the missing pages. 5 seem to have been torn out.
Are you under the impression that you're showing me something?
And you look at his face, and he's, from what you can tell from his completely automaton face, he's not comprehending what you're trying to do right now.
Your book is missing 5 pages. You can't see it.
You are not holding a book. Are you okay?
Interesting.
Can we see the book?
You all can see the book.
Does anyone have the spell magic?
Would I be able to detect magic as a first level spell? I'm not doing it as a ritual. Just to see if there's anything pinging around.
You certainly
other than the
can.
golems. Other than the golems, of course.
Hey, you certainly can.
Thank you. Just curious now.
You activate your magical senses, and it's as though you are hit with a wave of nausea as every school of magic assaults your senses. Just from every side. Except for where your hands are. It's not that there's no magic there. It's that magic is being drawn in and disappearing where your hands are holding.
I knew it. You can hear Mikhail talking to himself like I knew it. It's adding to his hypothesis that he's been saying from the start that there is something much bigger at play, which is affecting the actions of everyone else, and likely what they can or cannot see. It's just like what happens in a mountain. Does anyone have the spell magic by any chance?
You are not making any sense.
Unfortunately, I feel I am the one making the most sense. It's just that most of you can't seem to see that. Literally.
Maybe someone at the tavern might have magical abilities who could dispel.
Wasn't the Major General able to dispel the illusion within the tunnels when we went into them?
Yes, that's true.
Quite easily, I might add.
Quite easily, yes. It was very impressive. Would you be comfortable with dispel magic? Does it have to focus on an object, or is it just like a centralized area? I cannot recall. Sorry.
It has to focus on an effect.
On an effect. Would you be comfortable attempting to dispel what magic may be over these books?
Sure.
If nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it. Fine. But what if?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He goes and places his hand over where your hands are held, and he tries to grasp at the book and tear away magic. His fingers go right through the book.
Interesting.
So not only can he not perceive it, it doesn't exist within his range.
Interesting. I have a theory, unfortunate as it is, that there's a much more complex weave or enchantment that seems to, if not surround the whole island, encompass what areas the dwarves occupy at the very least. Something that warps the perception of this reality. And perhaps the reason we're not affected by that is because we are not from this world. Perhaps that's why they've been stuck in this stalemate for so long, and perhaps why they need an outside perspective to sway the odds in whichever favor.
Well, that's one hell of a theory. It's complete madness, but good for you.
Another hypothesis, and this time he's addressing the group. What if perhaps that settlement where it so happens that dwarves and elves can coexist is able to exist because there might be either an enchantment or a lack thereof that prevents that same reality warp from affecting them?
Ha! A settlement where dwarves and elves exist in peace. You're absolutely dogged mad if you think that's true.
You see, though I would not be the only one, stories tend to come from somewhere. If it doesn't exist, so be it, but if there's a possibility, well, that benefits your lot more than us. Again, those are my two theories. I will continue to work on them.
All right then. Do you require the use of my books any longer?
Was there any more other than this one? Sorry?
None that hit on exactly what you were trying to research as much.
Would there be anything on like the broader spectrum, such as anything mentioning like the healing magic, if there were any?
A lot of Golomancy stuff. There was some stuff on Frigg and her healing abilities in the book. And yeah, I mean, Eden, especially with her apples, was very good at healing. But
Well,
as far as dwarves ever doing healing magic, You do not know where that would come from.
No mention of the priest.
Well, there were priests about, most of them worshiping Thor,
Hmm.
god of war, god of hammers, very dwarven.
I love that. Hmm. I think this will do for now. We might come asking again very nicely, perhaps with a housewarming gift. Maybe there's a method to this madness. We'll see.
Right then. Well, I'm always happy, sort of, to help anyone interested in magic. Good day to you.
Thank you very much. Scoot you all out the door. Especially you, Frank, who just picks up by the wings and chucks out.
Rude.
So, I think on that bombshell, it's time to end. I'd like to thank you all for coming. Thank you all for hanging out with us. And we'll see you next time on To Be Diced Adventures.
Bye. Frank loves you.
Bye.